And here we are for round one. Yes, I'd like to play first. And this looks just great. Let's keep it. With the seismic strike, we have some interest in playing out as many mountains as we can, but we'll see what we loot into and where it goes from there. I'm just going to lead with a mountain. We could have a bolt. We don't, but... we are playing against another blue deck. So I think we'll probably curve Looter into Firehound and bring beats or trade off. Like, I like divinating when we know what we're looking for. Because right now we kind of don't. Like, I kind of don't hate just, like, smacking that with the Seismic Strike. Like, it will eventually kill us, but I can do it next turn. And Seismic Strike is going to scale. Okay, I don't need the fifth land right now. Merfolk Looter, you say? Okay. And just all the colors of the rainbow. I like it. I like what you're doing there. A lot of different options here. I don't really want to trade this for a Coral Merfolk, but that's kind of what our deck wants. Let's dig first. Lightning Elemental is actually acceptable here. The question is, what do I toss? And it may just be the Ponder. I'm probably not casting the Lightning Elemental this turn. So I could say, like, the Divination will help me draw into more lands. Like, we could go Ponder Divination after attacking and seeing if they trade these off. What happens if they don't trade these off? I guess that's probably where I need to start. Yeah, so I'll ditch the land. We'll see if they want to trade these, which I can't imagine they don't. Once the ground is clear, we can do some damage with the Lightning Elemental. If they don't block, I'm a little nervous, but I guess we can take one hit from an X1. Yeah, I kind of thought that would happen. And then here, there's nothing we're super scared about, so we can Ponder first. Top, put on top, put on top. No, I do want clone, and I don't mind the lands. And let's just draw those extra lands, and we can loot them away if we don't need them. So this means if they slam a big creature, we can clone it. If they don't, we can just play the Lightning Elemental and start hitting them. It's not a big creature. It is an excellent answer to a Lightning Elemental, though. But Phantom Warrior I like. Let's see if there's something I like better. I actually don't need another Looter. I'd like to be able to Phantom Warrior and cast something else. But that's just not the world we live in. I can leave up Seismic Strike. No, I can't, because casting costs are things. Am I just going to die to this stupid Stormfront Pegasus while I'm derping around here? I don't think so. I think they're eventually going to slam a big thing and I'm going to clone it. That's not a big thing. We're going to clone a Grizzly Bear. Well, not yet. Let's see what we've got coming. I like having Fireball. I don't like ripping mono lands. But I guess it's probably time to start using some of my removal if I'm going to draw a fireball. So like fireball is X damage. How does this work again? I'm trying to decide if I want to fireball this turn or next turn or how it works. Okay, so it's X damage however I want with one more for each target. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's count this again. To target those, it's 3 mana, and then I want to deal 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage plus 1 red. So that's 8 mana to kill everything. So I can't do that. I can just take out these 2, which isn't terrible. And I still have Seismic Strike as an issue, so I could just do these 2, and that would use up all my mana. That's actually not bad. Oh, I guess if I'm going to do that, is it X damage evenly rounded down? Yeah, so if I wait till I untap, I can just burn the flyer and this, but I kind of want the flyer gone. So it'll deal 2 divided evenly among those 2. And sadly, I think I'm going to hold the Phantom Warrior back to block. Okay, you got me. I'm definitely going to hold the Phantom Warrior back to block now. Can't trade off the Looter because we've got 2 lands coming. I did not expect the Splash to negate. I think they should want to trade these, but I guess they don't. Strange. Okay. Still not sure what your deal is, boy, but it's all right. I guess I just need to nuke this bad boy. Yeah, it's what's killing me. I'm not ready to clone anything yet. I do want to loot this land away because we know we've got another one coming, so we'll pass here. I also don't know why they don't want to trade their Grizzly Bear for my Phantom Warrior, but they don't. We're basically just looking to land a flyer of our own and get there. But this guy did like 8 points of damage because I ignored it for so long. I kept thinking we'll draw a flyer of our own, but we didn't, and that is the value of Stormfront Pegasus. They probably got a giant growth. It's okay. If they don't and just wanted to get in 2 points of damage, that's fine too. Additional islands don't do anything for us. We do have another Seismic Strike, so we'll just go ahead and loot away the island. I think this is probably where I just suck it up and send in the Lightning Elemental and trade it for a card. Although that is a considerably better card. It wouldn't surprise me if they have a counterspell or something, but if they don't, we just get to kind of win. You're running cancel. Okay. Okay. That is a card you could play. They're literally going to try to beat me to death with Grizzly Bears. Alright, if that's what we're doing. That was a terrible use of a Lightning Elemental, but now that we know we're playing against Bant counterspells... Oh god. Okay, okay. We have some sideboard cards to help us with this. We've got a Windrake and a Snapping Drake. I can play both. I kind of have to chump. Because there's kind of nothing we can do about this guy right now. I don't think I can beat a pump spell. Because if I can keep these two guys going and then just string into some chumpers, this will end the game in 4 turns. So I'm going to accept, okay, if you have Giant Growth 2, you got me. But if you don't, I'm at 1, and I can probably beat you. Cue them having some sort of neck snap variant. Alright, we are going to clone the Snapping Drake. I'm going to have to block, I think, with the Merfolk Looter and then loot. Seismic Strike deals 4, which is not enough right now, but if I block next turn with this and then Seismic Strike it, we've got him. So alright, we can do that. I don't want to do it, but here we are. I can block with the Servant and do it. It's probably safer to leave back 2 creatures, though. I don't like it, but here we are. If I leave this up and he's got a Giant Growth, it just dies. There's the downside, but like I sort of expected them to have some sort of neck snap variant, and there it was. This should be sending off all kinds of alarm bells in their head. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's only +3/+3, not +3/+3 in hexproof or anything. I think I'd rather trade it here. Actually, that one does attack through more stuff, but I think I'd rather trade this one off. That was the one card that makes me not want to trade it off. It's like, what if they have the 2/2 first strike flyer? What's harder to deal with? Clearly that guy. They're just doing Oakenform.deck, I guess. So again, if we can hit some chumpers in a row, we might be able to do something. Oh, there's a chumper. What I'm going to do here is try to hit for 5 and then 5 and rip Lightning Bolt. Or just another chumper. Like, there's still a bolt in the deck. We could do that. Or we could just die to an Awakener Druid. Okay. Now we know what we're up against. Mono enchantments and a random... There are a lot of X1s to kill here. But we're very interested, I think, in some number of these cards. The Rod of Ruin actually looks pretty good too. And I need to just go ahead and value my life total early. I think Unsummon is an easy include. We just have to remember they're playing counter spells and we can play around it. Not a lot of people play counter spells in Limited, but it does happen. The Lightning Elemental was pretty bad too. We could just play a flash freeze and counter a green spell. That's Bant. That's not doing a lot against them. We could just play a negate of our own. They had enough non-creature spells that we'll be happy to have that too. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I forgot to take something out. 41 card special. Quality limited play. That's why you tune in, right, folks? It's because of the looter. We want to make sure we don't mill ourselves. This looks great. You should never submit 41 cards. Looks good to me. Let's go top, top, top. New. That lets us loot away the negate if it's not relevant, get the illusionary servant going. All of the good things can begin happening. I think I'm fine just playing the servant and leaving up the looter, and we'll see what we want to draw end of turn. Okay, Coral Merfolk not so great. That's fine. Like if we have to trade off a looter, we can. I'm valuing my life total a little higher here. Let's see what we can rip here. The Hellhound we can't cast, and I do want my land drops. So I think I'm just going to toss that bad boy and see if we can get up to some air elemental mana. Or just have a Snapping Drake. Like this guy does such a good job of holding his team off currently. I can get holding up negate, which does let me ponder and then have the looter, which I like, but like they can't go for an Oakenform this turn, which is what we're scared of. So I think I just jam the Snapping Drake, loot end of turn, and just see if we can land the air elemental, and then we can begin the beats. I guess he can't really attack into me if I do this. Yeah, he can attack with both of them. That's a bad idea. Alright, here we go. You should always loot. I kind of do want that island right now, so I'm going to toss the negate so we can get the air elemental going. That gives us some good attacks. If I draw extra lands, I can always loot them away. But like, we've got our game plan now. And it's go ahead and let these dudes trade off. He might Divine Verdict me. It's okay, we've got a better flyer. They might have a cancel. That's okay. We'll just draw more cards. They might F6. That's cool too. Playing the mountain because Seismic Strikes are in the deck. This is just looking great. Let's start with a Ponder in case we get a Lightning Bolt and need to have it for some reason, or in case we just want to shuffle away all this land. See, Rod of Ruin versus your board of X1s. That sounds like fun. I'm still going to play the Servant first, but I'm just saying it could get good. I can't play it and use it in the same turn, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it could do things. Stuff and things. Or they could just scoop. Okay. Is the Rod too slow on the draw? Is the negate worth playing? These are all questions that I have. The Kindled Fury might look like a decent answer, except I'm only running 10 creatures that I can cast it on, because if I cast it on these guys, they die. So yeah. Also, Merfolk Looters really aren't blockers, so that's a thing that could happen. Yeah, I think this is just what I want. Let's do it. I forgot to take out the 41st card because I'm a monster. But again, this is imminently keepable. $41 card special. Turn 2, 2/1 flyer? Yeah. Seems good, seems good. We'll trade off a Windrake for that, because I just don't want to die to it. You're going to just go for it, aren't you? Okay. Well, that means we have a few turns to find an unsummon, or it kills us. Snapping Drake cannot handle this. You know, I'm almost tempted to play the other Merfolk Looter just so we can dig like hell to find an answer. Although I guess Air Elemental is an answer as long as I hit another land. And Rod of Ruin ain't going to do it. Yeah, I'm actually going to play the other Looter and just loot into an answer for that and then kill them with the Air Elemental. Because the Rod of Ruin isn't going to do it from here. And ripping through 2 cards a turn should find me something to deal with that. Because I don't want the Rod of Ruin. I kind of don't want the negate. So I guess our plan is to slam, current plan is to slam a Air Elemental next turn and trade for it. Which is not a world I'm happy about, but it is the world that we live in. That's a lot safer to try to Seismic Strike it for 3, but you know, I might still draw an unsummon and want it. I don't want an island. I do want a Fireball. Fireball's a nice, safe answer to this. Now, negate gets around the Fireball. So I still think we're going to go with the Air Elemental plan. And I'm also not attacking here, because if they've got a Pacifism, I need the chump block. But once this thing is just sitting there, I think we're okay. And I can go for fireballing it, see if they have the negate / cancel. If they don't develop the board, it's alright. We could also just rip unsummon and look like a genius. Also, we've got our Delirium enabled now with creature, artifact, land, and instant. That's usually a sign of a combat trick, but again, if they use a combat trick, they may tap out and let the fireball do the thing. Or it could just be a giant growth. Or regeneration, that works. So I think they've still got negate, which means I don't want to try to stop it in that mana. I probably just want to double block it and leave Seismic Strike up. Which means I need to land. Like another mountain makes the Seismic Strike lethal, but I still think that they have negate in their hand. This line that they're taking doesn't make any sense without a negate. Holy Strength. Okay. You are certainly doing some interesting things here. So what we can do here is see if the Seismic Strike lands. I expect it gets negated. But if it does, all we need to do is rip into a land. And we can fireball that and finally be done with all of this silliness. And that means we can just chump block with the Windrake. Although if they have a giant growth, we're just done. Not looting there because we want to hit the land. Okay, they didn't have it. That means Merfolk Looter beats. And I'm almost dead to an Awakener Druid. Okay. That is a thing that can happen. Seismic Strike is a great way to deal with an Awakener Druid. I don't know if they have more, and I probably just need to do this now so that we don't die to it. I'll leave one looter back. I mean, there's a chance they go for an enchantment on the forest or something. Giant growth doesn't stop me from killing the druid, and when this guy dies, that's gone. So like if they go for some sort of Oaken Form on this guy to kill me, I don't know. Equipped creature gets +2/+4 and loses flying. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to equipped creature. Okay. That kind of makes me wish I'd attacked with the looter next turn, or last turn. Because it would put me closer to lethal, but I guess I was scared of another Awakener Druid. Alright, so this seems like a pretty easy swing with the Air Force. Actually, they're just dead on board, aren't they? If I just swing with team. What could they have? I don't know, and since I can block it. Mage Bane armor. I thought it was Mega Bane armor. So I swing in, they have something to kill this. I make another Snapping Drake and chump. That means they're taking 3, they're taking 4, and they're not dead next turn. So the safe play is to swing with these two. Then clone the Drake and plan to chump with a looter. I think I probably have to take that. Like, I could loot once and see if I just hit a lightning bolt, but I think this is probably just fine. It leaves me plenty of blockers, lethal attackers. We wins the game. Cool. Alright, we'll see you for round 2 in just a moment.